$320, Louis Vuitton's Pacific Chill. Is it worth it? Let's talk about it.
Some codes to save you some cash on your next Middle Eastern niche or designer fragrances.
What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. Today we're going to be doing the first review on the 3 fragrances that I purchased for my Louis Vuitton haul. I went the other day to my Somerset collection and decided to pick up a couple of freshies from Louis Vuitton. I really wanted to get Afternoon Swim, but I'm going to be testing that one to see if the longevity is any better on me during the warmer weather. And when I picked up these 3, it wasn't really that warm. Anyway, it's currently springtime and we're about a month and a half to 2 months in or away from summertime, and I decided I needed some freshies. I got my nose on a couple of other ones as well, and I fell in love with a few of them. And I knew that this one in specific, the first one I picked up today, was gonna last a little bit longer, Pacific Chill, because of the fact that most fresh fragrances that I have experience with that have something aromatic in it usually last long. And that's what this one has. It has basil and it also has mint. So right off the top, I knew that this one's going to give me a decent amount of longevity. Pacific Chill is one of 3 that I purchased. The other one is Orage, and it's like this ISO-y super fresh type of fragrance. I wanted to give that one a shot as well. And the last one is Attrape Reeves. For women, it's actually a more feminine based fragrance, but I'm going to be rocking that as well. I fell absolutely in love with that. The way that that one smelled was intoxicating. I think it's a femininity in a bottle. It reminds me of a lot of other fragrances that do that cosmetic vibe, and everything about it is just sexy in my opinion. So today we're going to start off with the first one. Like I said, it's Pacific Chill. When you buy a fragrance from Louis Vuitton, you're going to end up with a full-size bag. This is their signature bag, and it's a pretty thick bag. On the inside, you're also going to get another envelope style bag with the ribbon attached. You remove the ribbon. This is stuck on. It's like this tape, and on the inside, you'll get your fragrance. So the fragrance box for Pacific Chill looks like this. On the inside, or on the, it's just this thin cardboard, really. It's nothing spectacular at all. And then you remove the flap, and on the inside you're going to get this tin. The tin here is a little bit annoying to get out, but once you get it out, it's like this very thick cardboard. On the top you have that LV plaque in the metal with the very thin metal, and on the inside you have that carved rest where the fragrance sits like so. So nothing spectacular with the box presentation, but the bottle itself is quality. You have this very nice glazed and super refined glass. At the top you have this cork style atomizer, which is capped by this very magnetic cap that has the Louis Vuitton painted in with that white. The cap is pretty on there, but I wouldn't really recommend doing that because that's exactly what's going to happen. Atomizer on this thing is also not bad. It's actually pretty good. Nice shot of mist. Exactly what you need. Wow, this is extremely tangy, citrus forward, very watery and juicy, and that's the best way to describe this fragrance, at least in the opening. Quite a few notes with this fragrance, including orange, citron, mint, lemon, blackcurrant, and coriander at the top, and then we have notes of apricot, basil, carrot seeds, mayflower, or may rose I should say, with a base of fig, dates, and ambrette. When I saw that base, I was actually pretty surprised. But the top of this thing is absolutely attention grabbing. It's either you love it or you leave it right at the beginning, because you're hit in the face with this super tangy orange, but this very bright lemon citron combination. Also, you get this very, very prominent mint. The mint is very prominent, but it's not cloying. Usually when I think about mint fragrances that are used not really to my liking, I think about Versace Eros, but yeah, let's not even get those two mixed up. This is a very naturalistic smelling mint. It opens up pretty aromatic, so you do have to enjoy aromatic fragrances. I love aromatic fragrances in general. A lot of the freshies that I tend to go for usually have like bay leaf or basil or coriander or something of mint and sage, etc. So if that's your type of fragrance, for example, while a lot of people love that Invictus Aqua, I love Invictus Legend because of the fact that it has that bay leaf. And generally speaking, whenever you have a freshie that has something aromatic, it usually hangs on or lives for a little bit longer. So like I was saying, this very tangy, citrus forward, slightly bitter from the blackcurrant as well, citrus fragrance that's very juicy and has like this watery quality. The fig in this fragrance is what I believe to be giving or contributing that watery quality, and it has this refreshing vibe to the whole thing, which makes it perfect for the summertime in my opinion. Right off the top, it's very refreshing, very cooling, pretty true to the name of chill. So the very distinct notes you're going to get with this fragrance is going to be the mint and the apricot. The apricot really draws this fuzzy like fruit nuance essentially, and it reminds me of a couple of other family of fragrance notes, or family of fruits I should say, like kiwi and nectarines or peaches, because of the fact that they all have that fuzzy like skin. So you get this borderline fuzzy, I don't want to say lactonic, but it gets into that treading between fruity and creamy nature while never really going too creamy. So in the opening to the mid, I really envision this you're walking into like a luxury hotel and they have those tubs of water where you have like those fruits just sitting and marinating the water. High-end fruit-infused water. That's kind of what I smell, with a backdrop of hotel luxury fragrance in the air. You get fruits with refreshing water and like these white florals essentially. Speaking of florals, this one does have a slight honeyed floral aspect that comes from a couple of different notes. The honeyed vibe comes from that juicy fig. The fig doesn't just contribute the wateriness, it also contributes this white, slightly floral vibe as well, which is enhanced a little bit more from that Mayflower. The carrot seeds in this fragrance is also what takes it a little bit more in towards the floral aspect, close to family of notes like orris and iris. Boiled carrots, etc. Those notes are sometimes used in place of the orris to kind of recreate or resemble the whole fluffy, powdery, cosmetic vibe with these fragrances. So this one does tread in the unisex territory and maybe even slightly feminine. But gentlemen, you could easily rock this. Although it does have those floral aspects and traits, there are some counteracting nuances that make this one perfectly unisex in my opinion. The coriander, the aromatic bay leaf, and some of those other notes like ambrette, I think pulls this one towards the masculine side just enough to make this perfectly unisex. So gentlemen, you can get away with this, but ladies, you could also get away with this. So basically what you get with this fragrance is tangy citruses, a little bit of this bitter black currant, this fuzzy like apricot, and this juicy, watery, refreshing fragrance essentially is what you get. Perfect for the summertime. This is something I'm going to be taking with me on a lot of vacations for sure. As this one dried down, I would say about hour 5.5, I started to get a little bit more of that sweetness. The watery nature of this fragrance did start to tone down a little bit. I was getting more of like this warmer, sweet vibe that was coming from the dates. It was still maintaining those fruity aspects. 5.5 hours in, I was still getting the apricot, still getting the mint, that juicy, watery fig with the whole honeyed floral vibes. It was still definitely there. The ambrette did start to warm things up a little bit and we got a bit muskier. So from the top to the dry down, you kind of get what you get from the beginning all the way to the end. However, the notes start to shed off a little bit. You lose a little bit of the watery quality, some of that tanginess. You still keep some of that bitterness that's coming from the black currant, which is nicely counteracted with the sweetness coming from the date. The fragrance with some contrast. It's much more complex than just your typical freshie. It's got me smelling myself the entire day. Hour 7 is where I started to notice that I had to dig in a little bit deeper, and then about hour 8 to 9 is where it was like, okay, now it's fading away. So for a fresh fragrance, this is excellent in terms of performance. You're not gonna, I mean, it's unrealistic to expect any more from something that's this light and this refreshing in my opinion. To sum it all up, this is a juicy, watery, refreshing, cooling fragrance that you can rock in literally every season. I rocked it in 50-degree weather and it lasted 8 hours. That's pretty good in my opinion, but I would not recommend wearing this during the this type of climate. 55 degrees, windy. It was something that I got 2 compliments from. One of my buddies complimented me while I was walking to the gym. He told me I smelled nice and he could smell me from pretty far. And one of the ladies at the gym as well told me that I smelled pretty good. I asked her if she thought it was feminine. She said maybe just a little bit, but you rock it pretty well. So basically a better fragrance for the summertime. If you're going on vacation, you're looking for something refreshing that you can wear in the high heat, Pacific Chill's an excellent one. At $320 though, it is pretty expensive, so it's not something that I recommend a blind buy for, but you can check the link down in the description where you can find a bunch of samples from decampboutique.com, and you can use my code AROMATIX to save 10% off any sample of any fragrance you pick up. This is definitely one of the ones that I would recommend sampling because of the fact that not everybody is going to enjoy some of those aromatics, the minty. There's a lot going on in this fragrance, and because of that, and especially with the price point, if this was something cheaper, I'd say dive into a full bottle. But if you're an adrenaline junkie and you love buying blind bottles, or blind buying bottles I should say, then hey, who am I to tell you not to? Otherwise, decampboutique.com, code AROMATIX, save you some money. Pacific Chill, in my opinion, it's a solid 9 out of 10 for fresh fragrances for the summertime. I'm glad I picked this up. I would buy it again if I had the chance to. There you have it, my full review on Louis Vuitton's Pacific Chill. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this fragrance and a lot of the other Louis Vuitton fragrances. I personally think that Pacific Chill is a pretty underrated fragrance. Make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button. Till the next video, peace.